Hello, I'm Yukai Chow, gamification pioneer and international keynote speaker. And here is a teaser course for our upcoming gamification for business course. And in this course, I'd like to share with you the 4 players' journeys of user experience, how we can handhold the customer to go through 4 phases as they become more and more loyal buyers and how they refer to their friends. And we're going to look at a case study in a very high-level view before we showcase it in detail in the actual course. So most experiences are seen as one big piece. It's just, hey, one product, one experience. They don't really think about the journey. But I think that's a big mistake because day 1 of being in the journey is very different from day 100. The features you see are different, the reason why you're there is different. So we can break it down into 4 different phases: discovery phase, onboarding phase, scaffolding phase, and endgame phase. And when we think about those phases, those actually deal with different aspects of business. So the discovery phase is about what motivates people to go do the desired behavior. So why do they even sign up to begin with? So this is things like advertisement and marketing, something that use to attract their attention at the beginning. And we can do that through good gamification design. And then as we go through onboarding, then there's sales and conversion. Your marketing makes people interested and they care, but there's no urgency, they procrastinate. So your sales and conversions based on the best gamification designs and best behavioral science, you can get them to have urgency to convert and actually convert into buying your product or signing up for your services. And then we go into retention, how to keep them engaged in the system, whether it's finishing day 1, continue to use after day 7 or day 30, or 6 months, 1 year. You want to make sure people keep coming back again and again and again. Then we want to motivate them to do referrals and share their progress with other people and bring more customers for you, because when your customers bring other customers, that's cheap and it's loyal. So how do you make them passionate, excited to do it? Not just bribe and give them money, but how do you make them really fall in love with the experience so they want to tell all their friends? And finally, there's the loyalty program, which is how do you keep your customers for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? And so all those kind of marketing disciplines fall into these 4 phases. So for each of these phases, we look at what core drives motivate that phase. What motivates people to stay in onboarding, go to scaffolding? Remember, the 8 core drives in the Octalysis framework, if you don't have any of those 8 core drives, you don't have these blue areas, you have no motivation. 0 behavior happens, and people just drop out. They don't even go to the next phase. You just lost the customer. Especially if you paid money to get that customer, you wasted money. So we want to understand all that, but in our course, we also have a really cool case study that we did personally in my company, and we helped the biggest airline in Latin America achieve great results for their loyalty program, which we help with their email marketing, create a theme, and we help them sign up for the loyalty program and also help them increase redemptions by a lot. So as a highlight, we see that we increased their miles accumulation by 123%, and also 153% for people buying and signing up for their credit cards, which is a high conversion event. We had over 1,400% increase in registrations for third-party redemptions, and our engagement rate was over 17,000% on YouTube. So we had a 4.78 score. And so we're gonna quickly go through the high levels of what we'll cover in this course, but obviously to know the details, you have to actually take the course. You'll see that in this case study, it seems like a mission impossible. They've already tried lots of things, it failed miserably. They only gave us 6 weeks to create this great design, and they need record-breaking results in 30 days. And keep in mind, they're already the largest airline in Latin America. We talked about how we design a journey, we create customized emails, we add those 8 core drives of the Octalysis framework in the process. Again, I'm going through this very quickly because you'll see the details in the actual course. You'll see in phase 1, how do we create ideas? We analyze the situation, we break things down into 4 player types, 2 by 2, and then we analyze each player type, what motivates them in those 8 core drives. Then we go to phase 2, which we come with a lot of great ideas that can motivate them. We go to phase 3, we design the experience. And so once we start designing, then we start creating those game design techniques that are input in these emails And we also talk about a plot twist where the client made it very difficult for us because they suddenly switched the goals on us. They let us only reach out to 1% of the user base as opposed to all of them. And we're going to talk about how we overcame these challenges and difficulties. And at the end, you see that we have achieved a lot of things. You'll see a lot of social comments. These are about how people got really, really engaged with our case study. And you'll see the open rates of the emails were over 60%. We actually crashed LATAM Airlines website on day one because they didn't expect their 1% target audience would have so much engagement traffic. And like we said, we increased many of their metrics by triple digits or even quadruple digits. So we see a lot of KPI activities and we have high net promoter score. Again, I went through that really fast to actually see the full details of how we tackled it and what are the results and what are the challenges. We do recommend you to sign up for our gamification course. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. That case study is just an example of the dozens of case studies we'll show in the course. This is literally 2% of the value you get out of the course. So if that's interesting to you, I look forward to seeing you in our Gamification for Business course. See you there.